Hi, it's Dr. Ray, and thank you for joining me. So this exercise is going to teach you how to not lose yourself in relationships. I want to read something to you. You can never lose yourself in a relationship if the relationship never becomes who you are. You can never lose yourself in a relationship if the relationship never becomes who you are. Now, I'll explain that. So imagine, you've probably been in this position. Maybe you know someone else. You ask them, how's life? How you doing? And the person immediately talks about his wife. Well, the person's actually asking about you. So people become very enmeshed. Their whole identity is in this union, which is beautiful, but you have to be able to function outside of that. And what happens more than often is that everything that you do becomes about that person. Now, it's great to be able to grow, but if you're not expanding on your own also, you have nothing new to bring into the relationship. Secondly, if you're not checking in with yourself when you're having challenges, you might think it's the relationship that is being challenged. So this is a great exercise to do for a moment here. And again, if you're not able to come up with this right now, this moment while watching this video, you can stop this, do the exercise, and then come back to it and process it with me. So imagine going to, this is the first step of this exercise, to a past relationship. One where there was challenges. Maybe there was a heartbreak. Now get into how you felt in the relationship. How you felt in that relationship. There might be a particular pattern. It might be where you felt invisible, unseen. It might be where you didn't feel valued. Who knows? We all have the story of something. You didn't feel heard. But just get into how you felt, how the feeling was in that past relationship. Now, next step is to ask yourself, who did you want to be? Here's the feeling. I feel unseen. So obviously, who you wanted to be was a person who's confident, a person who actually knows his sense of self, his purpose, a person who knows where he is going. A person that doesn't take it personally when their partner's having a bad day, okay? So third part of the first exercise is, who did you become? Who did you become? Ask yourself that honestly. You might say, I became this needy person. I became desperate. I became a chameleon. I gave in. I did things because I didn't want to lose her. I did things because, I felt that he was a nice guy. I wanted the security. So I'll go through that again. Is going through to a past a past relationship. And first off is, how did you feel? Two is, who did you want to be? Who did you become? Now, who you became is where you lost yourself in a relationship. Does this make sense? Okay? So now that you have that hardwired and you kind of understand this, like, okay, yes, I became this other person that I really wasn't. It was just something that happened. Now, imagine getting into a new relationship. And a good practice is this, especially if you're dating, and that is, who do you want to, I want you to be yourself. I want you to be authentic. You're not like completely become like this other person. But for example, if I were to go out on a date, and maybe I have this imagination that Brad Pitt is confident and he's handsome and like he wouldn't tolerate someone treating him a certain way, I might embody that archetype. So I go out on a date and I realize that this person's just not a fit. Well, if I were Brad Pitt, would I try to make it fit? Would I want to be with this person because I'm desperate? Or would I want to, honor that authentic self, the part of me that knows that this is just not a fit? That is the person I want to be. That's the person I want to remain, And so when you start dating people, when you are in a relationship, you have to be very clear with who it is that you want to be. And that's something that takes self-cultivation. It happens through just this exercise. And so the second part of this exercise is, okay, who do I want to be with this new person? Who do I want to be with this new person? How can I hold myself accountable to this? What do I do to shift back into remembering this? And we all have different ways that we might do this. Like, for example, if I were to be dating, what would happen is that I'd want to be this confident man, okay? I'd want to feel good. So I go out with this person, I start feeling insecure. Maybe she makes more money than I do, or I don't know, there's something that I'm projecting onto her. Obviously, I'm becoming this scared boy. And obviously, I want to be this confident person, to say the Brad Pitt person. Well, one thing that I know that helps me remember who I am is by exercising or going into nature or just taking a deep breath in and close my eyes and connecting to that confidence. It's not about her. It's not about her changing. It's about me connecting back to the archetype that I want to be. And so when you're in a relationship, when you go out on dates with people and you find yourself worried about what's going to happen, you're starting to lose yourself already. You have to be clear with who it is that you want to be and envision that, breathe into that, embody that, practice that every day. And when you find yourself falling off that path, you start becoming insecure. It's something you can communicate with him or her, but it's really up to you to be able to connect to that in your best way. It's not about changing that person or really going into your head of like what's going to happen, but wait a minute, if I'm a confident person, everything is okay. Everything's going to be fine. And that's how you not lose yourself in a relationship.